Hi there, USBGF Facebook friends. This is Phil Simborg. With the position that came up in last week's Chicago Open tournament, as a matter of fact, in this position, it was one of the top players in the world, a giant, had to play double twos. I'm not going to name names because he blew this play quite a bit, and I don't want to embarrass him. All the giants make big blunders from time to time, simply because backgammon is not that easy a game. So take a look at the position. The score is 11 away, 11 away. Red holds a 2 cube and has to play double 2. I'll be quiet for just a second, which is not easy for me, I know, and let you think about what you would play. Okay, well, one obvious play is to play 13 to 5 and make your 5 point. And another obvious play is to hit off the 2 point in the hopes of preventing blue from making his 5 point. And over the board, the giant played the hitting play. He played 6 to 2, 2, which is quite a blunder. I did put these into plus, and I'll show you. It's about a 16% error. So that's a pretty big blunder. And it's a natural tendency to make that play. You're thinking you're preventing him from making his 5 point, but if you think about it, he still has plenty of rolls. If he comes in with either a 4 or a 3, he makes the 5 point anyway. And there are some numbers, including a double 5, a 5 4, and a 5 3 that hits and makes the 5 point. There are numbers that just hit, where he comes in and hits, and if you don't come back with a hitting number, he's probably still going to make the 5 point. Now you're just going to get gammoned a bunch more. What if you just make your 5 point, which is, by the way, one of the great rules of thumb, that when you have an opportunity to make your 5 point, find a good reason not to, or else do it. Here we thought we had a good reason not to, or certainly the giant did. But if you think about it, while there's still a lot of rolls where blue does roll a 4 or a 3 and make his 5 point, you still have a playable game. You still have a 2 point holding game. You've got a pretty good board on your side to build upon. You still have one of his checkers back that has to roll a 5 to get out, or a 1-6. And you've still got play to the game. But what about blue's bad rolls? How does blue play a 6-5? Even a 6-4. If he covers with the 4, where's the 6? It's going to leave you 5s and 1s, and some real difficulties there. So one of the things you have to do in evaluating plays is not do any knee-jerk reactions, and don't just make assumptions. You have to really go through the rolls and picture what the play is going to look like, what the board is going to look like after each play. And even if you're not a giant level player and able to come up with estimates of wins and gammons differences for each of the 2 plays, which most of us aren't able to do very accurately, we still need to try to do that, and still need to see, at least we can see that we're taking much more gammon risks when we don't cover our 5 point. We can see that we can count the number of rolls where he covers anyway, and if he covers anyway and now we end up with a board where we don't have our 5 point and we made our 2 point, we can see how tough that is. Let me hit the button down below and see final and show you what this looks like. Let's say that you do get away with this play, and let's say, for example, a wonderful thing happens and blue rolls one of the 9 numbers that doesn't come in at all. He rolls combinations of 2, 4, and 6 and doesn't come in. You now have your 3s duplicated. You must roll a 3 to hit this one point next time, and you must roll a 3 to cover here. So assuming you don't roll a 3, which is going to happen much of the time, you're going to have some repeating problems next roll anyway. And if you do roll a 3, you're either going to hit or cover, which still gives your opponent a chance to either hit you back or make his point, depending on which way you go with the 3 and how you play it. So making this play even if you're terrifically successful on the next roll, doesn't guarantee you much. It doesn't guarantee you success of accomplishing the goal you were hoping to accomplish. When you make this play, again, if he makes the 5 point, you have a game. It's not a great game, as if he doesn't make it, but give him some of those bad rolls, or give him any roll that doesn't make the 5 point. It's not a given that he's going to make it. You got a pretty good game going forward here, and he's got some tough checkers to play. So I think this is a very good lesson from a lot of standpoints about how you really have to analyze each play, and it also makes me feel good to know that one of the top giants in the world makes mistakes like this. Of course, I've known this for quite a long time. I have a whole collection of just errors made by top giants. What this tells us is backgammon is just not that easy a game, and no one, absolutely no one, has this game completely mastered. I've seen, Falafel is now the #1 giant in the world. He makes blunders, he makes big errors. We see it all the time. All of the top players do. They average out much better than we do, and they're certainly better because of study. But I think it's a great lesson on this particular position. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you back again, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.